is about to happen. Something God is about to take place. Something good is about to happen. Good is about to happen. Something God is about to take place. Something good is about to happen.
Last year was transformational, epic, and was a blockbuster. This year, the Bennett and Gina Boaji Ministry is coming your way with their annual power-packed conference dubbed Beautiful But Broken. Yes, beautiful but
Greetings, everyone. My name is Cynthia Jones. I am co-owner in partnership with my dear sister, Tasha Anderson, with Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Doula. As you see, I chose the rain, for it's a symbolization of the mother of life in womb. We're not your average birthing doulas and postpartum doulas. We go further back during the time of our ancestral traditional doulas, where we do things naturally here. We may also invite and co-partner with other facilities, but yet we try our very best to keep it natural and keep it real with you. As you will see as you look throughout the presentation, you will also see the many things that we do, from traditional healing with healing herbs, also Reiki healing, deep tissue and massaging, and many more other things that you will see during the process of those who decide to use us during their birthing experience. We're not just there for the mother, we're there for the father and the family. For we know that the family is the village, for it is said that it takes a tribe to help raise, and it surely does. So check us out. You can also find us on social media platforms under Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Doula on Facebook and at Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Doula on Instagram. We share our love with you. We encourage you. Check us out. Peace and love.
Sorry about that, guys. There was a little bit of feedback there, but we're going to fix that. To miss out on anything whatsoever. So if you're tuning in right now, hit that like button, share with your friends and family. But today is going to be a short podcast today, but that's okay, because sometimes we don't need to have long podcasts. Sometimes people want to have long podcasts, but sometimes we just need to get straight to the point, hit them nuggets, and help each other heal. But I thank y'all for tuning in and chiming in today. If you haven't got a chance, again, you can find this again on YouTube at Cynthia J 2022. So when you go on YouTube, hit that like button, hit subscribe, so the algorithms can make moves, that other people will be encouraged, inspired, and just be uplifted. But today is going to be very, very powerful. I'm very excited about this topic. This broadcast and this showcase is holding us women accountable. And a lot of times we don't hold each other accountable a lot. We just move on and we think everything is okay. And it's not. If we continue to allow each other to just do what we do, then we pass that to every generation. And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to pass this down from generation to generation, causing our generation to fail. We do not want that. So with all that being said, if y'all looking into that link, this is episode 13, Holding Us Women Accountable. And our topic on today is going to be about, does the culture play a major part in why Black women have the highest rate of abortions? Does the culture, I'm going to repeat that again, because this is something that really hit my shanana. Does the culture play a major part in why Black women have the highest rate of abortions in today's time? And that is something to really just let just marinate into your mind, into your spirit, to really pay attention to a lot that's going on. Well, it has a yes and a semi-no. It can have a full yes and a full no. It can be both even. And so if we're talking about today's culture, yes, it does. Today's culture does have a major part in why Black women have the highest abortion rates. And I remember back in the day growing up that it wasn't Black women that really had the highest abortion rates. When I remember growing up, and even before my time even being born, you want to go back to your parents. Depends on how old we are for some of us. But for those who probably parents are around my mother's age, the age bracket of in their 60s right now, yeah, back in those days, it was happening a lot. And it was not with Black women as much like that. That really happened a lot with those who are Caucasian. Because especially here in the United States, you had a lot more Black American and Caucasian women. But the Caucasian women were the ones that most of the time had the highest rate of abortions back then. And now, with that being, a scientific fact, when you look at the statistics, it's showing now, the days we living in, that our people are having the highest rate. Our young ladies are having the highest rate. Us women are having the highest rate of abortions. It depends on also how you dissect abortion. It really does. How you dissect abortion. Abortion doesn't have to be nothing surgically removed. Abortion can be you still taking birth control. I used to think that was an abortion because you're blocking the chemistry balance of what your womb is supposed to be doing. So if you're blocking it, you're causing the actions of what's supposed to occur to abort. Well, some people will disagree with that situation. They probably would say, well, that's not an abortion. That's just blocking, so that you won't have to have, a pregnancy occur. No, it is. You got B, the Plan B now that's out here. You have different types of birth control. And now the birth controls that they make now in today's society is also damaging your uterus as a Black woman. Another issue to me that culture plays a major part into why that it affects us Black women the most is because of the culture dynamics now than it was back then. Back then, our women and young ladies didn't have abortions like that as often, but it still happened. Don't get me wrong, it still happened. And the ways and the methods that it happened wasn't always good, and it wasn't always safe. Look at those times. Look at cities like DC and New York and Philly, those places like that. And it still happened even down south, but not as heavy as it would up north when they would go to a person that's supposed to be low grade abortionists and would pay for the services, which literally killed women. Good movies to think about. One of the movies that reminded me was Color Girls. And when I think back to that movie, when that one episode where the girl who was pregnant, she talked about the situation and what happened. And it was like, wow, you saw she almost lost her life to this situation. And those things still kind of exist, but not in a major way, but so much. And my thing is, it does kind of exist, but in a different way. The way I would definitely say it, look at it now, how you see a lot of women getting these BBLs done. Or anything surgical to your body. It's another sign. It doesn't have to be a baby with a womb, but you're causing a distraction to the mechanism of your body. It's a little off topic, but it's still the same thing. And I would definitely say that, you know, these things are very, very serious. And a lot of times we don't understand that it's detrimental to our body as Black women. So the music that we listen to, our environment we're in, depending on where you live at, again, what you are watching on TV, it's so many dynamics that play a major effect of why the culture plays a major part and why women are having abortions. It also plays a major effect because we don't have them spiritual guidances like we used to. I know that some people say, okay, do not put religion in this aspect. And we living in a society now where also women are more independent. Those who don't want to have babies right now, those who just want to sit back and just be the working woman, that makes the 500K or more. I say 500K because some women, Black women, we're thinking in that 500K mindset, but really it's those who making really from 60K to all 100K. So, but now it's getting to a point, those type of women, they're not thinking about settling down until later. You got a lot of them culture-wise who want to be actresses, music instructor, dance instructors, so many other dynamic workforce. That's one and another reason, could be another reason why the highest. That's another. I don't want to actually say I don't want to make it too dynamic into the word abortion on that part, but that's stopping the growth of our seeds, our generation. So that's another way to abort, by not conceiving, not having, by not even trying to build a family. So then we're aborting our generation. But in a physical stand, if we look at it, by us not staying too, because back in the day, older generation of women made sure they taught us younger women. They reminded us on a spiritual / religion reasons why it's important that your body is a sacred temple. Treat it the way it's supposed to be treated, so that you are pure. You attract the right attention. You're guarding and bringing the right people. So with that being said, a lot of times people don't think about those things. And so, I'm like, wow, these are things that we don't think about. And then look at the music we're listening to. The children, the young girls. Again, you hear me say this before time and time again on plenty of other podcasts. And this is no offense to them, but it's the truth. I can't sugarcoat it. And everything that's being said on here is not opinionated. Everything is based off of truth. In fact, it can be looked up. So you can go right up on Google anywhere and you can find the statistics on every culture that's being done. Look in any YouTube video. You pull any YouTube video right now showing young girls the sexual stuff that causes them to mature too fast. You're coming too mature into that adult life, which 9 times out of 10 will get you pregnant. And you're not growing up in a faith-based home, a home with structure, morals, guidance, the preparations of things that you need to be. And then last but not least, our culture of abortion is so high because we don't have father figures in our young ladies' lives. We don't have father figures to raise our daughters and teach our young men out here to not, have babies too early, prematurely. We're having our children prematurely. We're doing things prematurely. So with the music industry sexualizing, young girls and young women. And these are the things that they make it seem that you're supposed to attract, and you attract the wrong type of individual. Then you turn around and you're having relations the wrong way based off of what you attract. And also the household we're bringing up. Are we raised in a single parent home? How is the mother? How is the father? Are they giving us the guidance what we need? Are they putting us into a strong environment where the community is building up? In some places, we don't have big community resources anymore. We are living in times that are so dangerous, that are so crucial right now. When I tell you that any woman now who says I'm a woman, if they really a woman, they will mature in a woman wisdom state. They will learn to mature in the woman wisdom state. However, any lady can say she's a woman and not know how to be a woman mature wise. That is mentally, spiritually, and physically. And if they're not walking in the maturity and grace, then guess what? This is what we're putting out there in culture. This is what we're teaching our children. This is what we're teaching other young ladies. This is what we're promoting out there in the music industry. This is what we're putting out there in the schools. This is what we're putting out there when we're walking outside of our households, in the public, in the streets, going to the grocery store. Hey, I was with my daughter a couple of days ago, and we were in the grocery store, and she was like, Mom, the weather has been changing up here. For those who know, we in the USA. For those who looking online, who are coming and looking online across seas over country, welcome on here. Like I told her, I said, right now it's warming up, but we still kind of in that iffy zone because the climate has been changing. And she said, they have on booty shorts, Mom. That's what they call them now. Booty shorts, Mom. And I said, yes. She was just like, but I don't understand why she has on a jacket. Or it's hot today, tomorrow cold. This is what we're selling out there. This is what we're showing. So, and that's the sad thing. Our generation think that it's okay. And that's not just, in the Black community, that's in the Caucasian community happening. That's in the Hispanic, Asian community. It's hitting genres everywhere. And we are mixing in other cultures with our culture so much that we are losing our way of trying to teach our young ladies how to be the women that they are. This is why we have the highest rate of abortions. Back in the 80s, the highest rate of abortions was happening still then, but not as much as is happening now. And back then, it was because the times were different a little bit. We were in a time where the drug population was off the chain. Then you hit the 90s. Then the genre of music changed. Now I could say, that was a little bit of my generation that did that some. However, again, the times have changed. The genres are changing. And it is really detrimental to our youth. Then not just that, government. We live in the United States of America. I'm probably going to get hit with this right now. With all due respect, I might get hit with this right now real hard for saying this on here. We live in the United States of America. When I was growing up, I just knew the United States of America was the best thing for me. As I got older and I started seeing things, I saw how the music changed, the music video changed, how things are today. When I said the culture has changed, the culture has changed. And this is why the high rate of abortions is so detrimental on the Black community. Do you know that it's so detrimental on the Black community because they are trying to kill us off? I'm not sugarcoating nothing. That is coming from a loving place. They're trying to kill us all. I don't know no other way to put it to you. They are trying to depopulate. And even though they're doing it a little bit in some other cultures, they are definitely trying to depopulate now in our culture. Why do you think they passed that law for to prevent abortions? We didn't never request that. People don't even know the real history and the meaning behind abortions. They don't even really know the real reason behind parent parenthood. They don't even know the real reasons behind parent parenthood and the reason why the school systems are the way they are. When some of us were growing up, we had times where it was a certain age bracket where your children learned about sex and health education the right way. They knew about the male and the female, the natural order of it. They knew about the body parts down to the T to Y. You knew about STDs, now called STIs. I don't even understand why they changed the name to that. And now you turn it around, and with your health class, you had PE. So you learned these things. You would see videos. Who remember the old big fat screen TVs on those little roller carts with the VHSs? And then the VHSs turned to the DVDs. Who remembers that? Because I do. And I remember us watching them videos. Or the projectors. If you didn't have it, remember them old school projectors? The one they lay flat and the thing hit down, and then the projector off on the screen, and they came up with the better ones later. And the stuff that you would see will tell you, you know what? I will not have sex. Abstinence. Girls, learn to love yourself. Young men, learn to love yourself. Do not be so easily influenced. Those were the days. Those were the times. Those were the ways. Now, that's not what you're seeing like that anymore. Do you know that before your child even, matter of fact, is when they're getting ready to hit 3rd grade in some states, not all, but in some states, it's getting crazy. Like, it's getting so crazy to the point where they are pushing certain agendas, and it's confusing. So now, prime example, you have so much confusion of so many things going on that over here in our community, in our sector, instead of us focusing on one thing at a time, we're all over the place. We're all over the place. So then now you got an issue. Young girls over here getting pregnant, but then the girl don't. I've seen when young girls getting pregnant, which confused the heck out of me, get pregnant and then talk about I like girls. For those who are watching, I am being real with you. I cannot sugarcoat. I'm not allowed to sugarcoat on a spiritual notation. I'm not allowed to sugarcoat. Being a spirit being, there are certain things and guidelines by the spiritual law that you cannot do that is way beyond man's law, way beyond our own understanding of our own law. And there's just certain things that you're not supposed to be doing. But then you turn around and you get pregnant. I had a neighbor years ago who was supposed to be, I guess a lesbian. I'm going to have to guess because it confused me. Then turned around and was pregnant, had twins, but then was complaining about other things later on and did not know who the father was. Decided not to have an abortion. Not because nobody told her to or pushed her to do it, but she looked at it for money purposes. And that was sad. I was like, whoa. She looked at it for money purposes. And this is what I quote that came exactly from her mouth. She said, this will help me. This will help my children with disability. And I'll never have to work anymore. Those were her words. And I said, well, you don't want your kids to be living in an environment when they get handicapped into that. You know, it's bad enough that they were brought into the world in a time of confusion. But then you turn around and you saying that and you're using the system. So then now, guess what? Culture-wise, you're teaching your children to do that. And then they're going to repeat the same thing. And next thing you know, what happens if they turn around and don't, believe in the same thing you do, get an abortion? I've seen this happen so many different ways. But the reason why we have the highest rate of this abortion, to stay on topic, is because of our upbringing, what society is teaching us, what we're learning in a westernized culture. Because in the United States, we live in a westernized culture. The laws is being prohibited out here. That's made. Some of these laws we are unaware of that are being made, and is conditioning our children. The things that we see on TV, the things that are playing on Netflix, the things that are playing on the cartoon channels, the things that are being played on the radio. Who also remember the reason why we didn't have too much of a high abortion rate was because, again, our music. And I just had this conversation with one of my sisters not long ago, was because a lot of the music was clean. The clean versions. We don't have the clean versions of music anymore. I used to be able, I can go on YouTube and listen to clean version music. Now you don't hear that. They are pushing that. The algorithm is pushing that out of the way. So now you're turning around and you're having your children listen to these things. And this is the cause. This is what's going on. This is what we're seeing. And it's like, okay, what can we do about this? What should we do about this? How should we go about this? These are things that we really, as a community, have to get back into. Like, seriously, we have to get back into these things. This is corrupting. This is hurting our people. It's hurting us as individuals. It's killing our birth rate. Some of us are aborting our babies and we don't even realize it. And it's not just regular abortions alone. It's even in the hospitals. I applaud to brothers and sisters who are out there. If you are looking for a birthing doula, get a birthing doula. One who knows what you need. One who will be your mouthpiece and fight for you. Especially as Black families and Black mothers and women out there. You know, again, I applaud for my young ladies who are watching and listening. Practice abstinence. Remember, the word of God tells us to keep ourselves pure. Even before 2,000 years ago or beyond, before the Bible was even written, even before that time, our body was still supposed to be pure. Our ancestors believed in that. Purity. That is one of the reasons why. And I quote, some people may look at this and say, okay, I'm talking a little crazy off wallness, but that's okay. Think back to Adam and Eve. Some people really believe that the forbidden fruit was just eating the actual fruit. No, the forbidden fruit was having sexual contact. The womb is a forbidden fruit. The connection spiritually was a forbidden fruit because it was not given authority and approval yet. Yes, later on you're going to say, but it said be fruitful and multiply. Yes, it did. But it was not granted yet. Everything in life is a test for a reason. For a reason to see if we're going to pass. And our culture has changed so much from generation to generation to generation to generation. It has been a test. Some of it's been for the better. Some of it's been for the worse. The question is, have our generation learned anything from this? I, right now, in some culture, believe, no, they haven't. We have so much going on that is tainting our community very badly. So to my young ladies and my sisters and my brothers that are out there, my young gentlemen, be wise. Be careful what you're listening to. Be careful what you're allowing your eyes to see. Because it's true when they say the eyes is a portal to your well-being soul. Your ears are a portal. That's where your divine high frequency is received. Do not, and this is what I tell my daughter all the time. I say, and I use this cartoon, if you heard me say this plenty of times on my podcasts, and I will continue to say it again. For those who are not cartoon critics, if you watch the Avatar, The Last Airbender, I told my daughter, I said, do you remember that episode with the one girl who can stop your bending? And she said, yes. I said, do you know that she's more than a twin? The reason why she did not desire to be around her family and to leave is because she desired to be different. My point is why I say this. We are all created for a different reason. We are all created for a well-being reason. For a reason, a divine reason. We are not supposed to be doing what everybody else do. We're not supposed to be looking at every video that everybody else looks at and listens to. Just because we feel that, oh, well, I can control myself over this. Okay, you believe you can control yourself over that, fine. However, over time, it becomes a habit. And if you continue to be around it, it becomes a habit. And then it's incorporated in your lifestyle. Then stuff start to change. Then you wonder why things are happening. Then you get to a point where you don't want to let go of things and you get set in your ways. Well, let me share something with you. Those kind of things is a downfall. If it's not bringing positive results in your life and not maintaining things that you should have in your life, then it's going to cause an issue. And those things happen. And I'm sorry about the noise in the background, guys. My daughter is talking, which I do not know why. But I do apologize for the back of that. Y'all will get to meet her soon one of these days. And I'm going to be excited to have her on here. I did tell her I was going to have her on here on a day when it'll be a kid podcast day. And so, but anyway, she would love that. So I'm going to have her on here one day. I'm also going to be trying to have people to join in again. And my prayer is that Instagram will allow the stream to collaborate in a better way. If some reason it shows you ways, but it doesn't work for everybody. And so, but again, these are things that we don't really, and I say it so heavily, really take advantage of to focus on. So the question is, how can we work on decreasing the high rates of abortion besides the law? Some people got so mad about the abortion law, all into it politicking. Bad. When I tell you that was bad, it was like, well, that's my women's rights and stuff. I'm sorry for those. I'm about to tap toes and step on eggshells. I'm not into all that feminism right stuff. Why? I'm more like Malcolm X's wife. I'm more like Martin Luther King's wife to a certain degree. Yeah, I'm not into that, because that feminist, for those who do not know, we know who started that movement, and look where it's getting us at. We becoming too independent, like we don't need a man. We becoming to the point where who run the world, girls. At the end of the day, don't get me wrong, but it's giving us the wrong feedback for some of us. It's teaching us certain things on one side that's overshadowing what the main purpose of what it was supposed to be for, that Black women truly was supposed to be seeing it as, not what it's been portrayed and pushed for so long and allowed to be. And that's why I don't get too caught up in that. So Women's Month, yes, we are in Women's Month. I applaud for the women who out there who show themselves, that learn how to be a mother, who learn how to be a woman of grace, a beautiful wife, a woman who has built her household, built herself, and built the culture via a cultivating light. I mean, I applaud you, but it's not just 1 month. You are that woman every day, every second, every minute, every hour, every year. And you're not mingling into a culture that is trying to have you diminish the culture that you already know you already are, that you was born in, your natural beautiness. So with that being said, you stand in your femininity. You stand in your femininity that's so graceful. It's so beautiful. It's so cunning. It's so stylish. It is just so breathtaking. Nothing about you is counterfeit. Everything about you is original. You don't have to put on the fake eyelashes, the makeup to masquerade behind the things of any of that. You learn to love the beautiness of yourself. That's true femininity. You know how to ease a situation around a man that will be abrasive. That's how you tap into the grace of femininity. So with all that being said, all of us women need to teach our daughters and the men out there who don't have the mothers in their daughters' lives. Be around women who will teach your daughters to embrace their femininity, to embrace the beauty, to embrace the essence of the divine entity in them that God created, so that they can see, okay, I don't need to have all this, and I don't need to have another man besides my dad tell me how beautiful I am, or I don't need to dress like this because of what I see on the TV and music videos and TV shows. I don't need to be like this because my peers say this in school and I feel left out. I don't need to be like this just because that's what I see when I walk outside the door in my community. I am the elegancy of a female who has risen into her ladiness, who has risen and matured gracefully into her womanhood. That is what we need to teach our ladies. That is what we need to teach our daughters. This is what we need to remind them. They're still going to make the decisions that they're going to make, but we need to teach them this. And we need for them to also see that this is so necessary, because if not, then how are those who are out there going to take you seriously? How are they going to respect the boundaries of your elegant grace and respect the femininity of you? They won't be able to do that. So that's why it's so important. And I thank God for the mothers of the church back in the day when I was growing up, the mothers of the community when I was growing up, even through their imperfection, knowing that some of them had to learn the hard way themselves. They learned from it. They learned from that lesson. They taught us to say, hey, don't do this and don't do that. So with all that being said and done, that is what we need to do. These things like this would teach us, to teach the young ladies out here, our Black women, our Black young girls, our Black young ladies who are still maturing into growing into young women, so that they won't make the same mistakes that our generation made, the same mistakes that I made, you made, your mother made, even to the men, the same thing that you may have made. And it's so necessary. So I share this with you. Talk to your children. Lessons, brother. I see you. Talk to your children. Talk to your daughters. Teach them. Lead them. Guide them. Because it's so important that they hear this every day. I love that I see TikTok videos and shorts and other reels when parents are up there teaching their daughters, looking in the mirror, saying, I am beautiful. I am Black. I love me. I love the God in me, which makes God me. You know, all of these things, so that they don't have to hear it elsewhere, so that you don't hear it in a way where they're hearing it from the wrong way. They need to hear this. So to my brothers out there, if you got daughters, teach them, love them, teach them what a man's supposed to be. Teach them, remind them. Also, let them be reminded that when they step outside the door, if you see your daughter wearing something inappropriate or listening to things inappropriate, remind them, hey, that's not right. I, as your father and as a man in your life, I cannot and will not allow you to step outside the door. These things will help to lower the high rates of what we are doing. Talk to your children. Talk to them, because they are going to grow into these Black women that claim to be Black women with high abortion rates. You don't need that. I don't need that. I don't desire it at all. I don't desire it for my people. I don't desire it for my young youth, my young princesses who are growing out here to become queens. Do not. So teach them, love on them, remind them, tell them every day, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. I try to use the word beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, wonderful, better than using pretty and cute. And in other cultures across overseas, words like pretty and cute, nice mean something else. It doesn't actually mean the word of English over here. It's totally different over there, British English over there, especially if it's in Greek format. So with that being said, let's change our language. Let's also teach our young ladies and women of today, young women of today, or I should say young ladies of today, or females of today, to learn how to change your verbal language. Learn how to talk in a manner of grace. Learn how to go beyond outside of what you know in a enlightenment positive way, because people cannot take us seriously if we're talking like we live on the streets. You know how you hear people say people wear different masks? Hey, what you do on the street, you need to leave that there. But when you in the presence, you need to be there. However, it's nice to know that, you know, they say once you see the character of a person, that's what you see. I get it. Some people don't want to change who they are. Yet, if you desire results, you can't get results in that manner. So with all that being said and done, I thank you guys for chiming in today. I'm not going to hold y'all long. I thank y'all for sharing and liking and subscribing. Again, you can find me, your sister, Cynthia J, on YouTube platform. All you got to do is type in Cynthia J. When you type in Cynthia J, if you want to hear some of my music, definitely go out there, guys. I do have music out there. One of my music that's out there now, single, is My Story Is For Your Glory. Type in Cynthia J, My Story Is For Your Glory. You will see that out there. You will also see all my podcasts is live. Continue to go back. I'm new to this era here. I'm just doing because I've been pushed and pulled and loved on to do this. I'm still new to the game. If you have any suggestions or ideas or topics, definitely share with me. You can share the topics. You can email it to me on cynthiajgospel@gmail.com. If you'd love to share a topic with me or discussion, I am open. Also, for those who would love to be on here live, hit me up again on my email under cynthiajgospel@gmail.com. If you also can look at the bio below for those who are right here on Restream, you're going to see I'm also on linktr.ee/cynthiaj.gospel. You'll find me there. I'm on Facebook. I'm also on Facebook at Cynthia J, YouTube at Cynthia J22, and you're going to find me on other social media platforms. So again, I love you guys. Thank you for joining in. It's been a great time. For those who have not got a chance, the conference is tomorrow. I'm hearing it's sold out. If you're in Woodbridge, Virginia, VA, or in the DMV, which stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia, go on there, register for the BB, which is Beautiful But Broken Conference in Woodbridge, Virginia. It's on Eventbrite. Chime in. It's going to be amazing vendors there. You don't want to miss out on any of that. Also, in the month of June 3rd weekend in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Hampton Inn Airport with my beautiful sister and prophetess White. She is having the I Am conference. It's going to be amazing. There are going to be vendors there. You don't want to miss out on this situation here. Power Punch. Also, your sister, myself, will be there ministering a song. I am very excited. I'm really excited. If you guys haven't got a chance, also check me out. Vote for me under Gospel Choice Awards. You can go on Facebook, type in Gospel Choice Awards, Cynthia J, and I'm under 5 categories. 5. So again, I would definitely be trying to share and chime in and pinning that stuff in soon. So check me out. I love you guys. Thank you for standing in tune. Y'all just don't know how much y'all have blessed me. May this week coming be your new beginning. May you be a light that will elevate for the world to see, and let your time shine. Don't let people sleep on you, honey. Don't, because you are too lovable. Do not let no one sleep on the light that God has on your life, that the divine has on your life, which you have on your life. So tap into that, because people ain't got time. We got seasons. This is the season, 2023. This is the season. So I love you guys. Check out Healing Heart. Also, when you're on Linktree, you'll see them also. If you're looking for a birthing doula or a postpartum doula, for those who do not know what that is, a birthing doula is someone of servitude. So we're next to a midwife, yet we don't do a lot of the things that midwives do. But again, check us out. You don't want to miss out on any of that. I'm excited for those who's going to be there for the conference this weekend. Check out Healing Heart's Tailor-Made Doula with my co-sister partner, which is Tasha Anderson Perkins. So you don't want to miss out on any of that. I'm just excited. Yeah, I am excited. So again, I love you guys. Check us out. Check us out soon. Be blessed. Enjoy your weekend. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Good is about to happen. Something God is about to take place. Something good is about to happen. Good is about to happen. Something God is about to take place. Something good is about to happen.
Last year was transformational, epic, and was a blockbuster. This year, the Bennett and Gina Boaji Ministry is coming your way with their annual Power Packed Conference dubbed Beautiful But Broken. Yes, beautiful but
Hey fams, grand day, it's your sister Cynthia J. Check me out every Tuesday on Iron Sharpens Iron on Clubhouse platform for at least 30 minutes to 1 hour. It's at 6 p.m. Don't want to miss, so stay tuned and watch all my social media platforms. Love you. Be blessed.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God bless you, God bless you. I am super excited. This is your host here, Apostle Dr. Gina Abuaji. Look, I am inviting you, personal invitation to the BB.
Last year was transformational, epic, and was a blockbuster. This year, the Bennett and Gina Boaji Ministry is coming your way with their annual Power Packed Conference dubbed Beautiful But Broken. Yes, beautiful but
Blessings, everyone. It's your psalmist and your sister, Cynthia J. Glory be to God. I've been nominated for 5 categories in the Gospel Music Choice Awards. Voting ends on March 31st. It's unlimited. And watch what God will do.
Good is about to happen. Something God is about to take place. Something good is about to happen.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God bless you, God bless you. I am super excited. This is your host here, Apostle Dr. Gina Abuaji. Look, I am inviting you, personal invitation to the BB.
Hey fams, grand day, it's your sister Cynthia J. Check me out every Tuesday on Iron Sharpens Iron on Clubhouse platform for at least 30 minutes to 1 hour. It's at 6 p.m. Don't want to miss, so stay tuned and watch all my social media platforms. Love you. Be blessed. Blessings, everyone. It's your psalmist and your sister, Cynthia J. Glory be to God. I've been nominated for 5 categories in the Gospel Music Choice Awards. Voting ends on March 31st. It's unlimited. And watch what God will do.